Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 1135. This chapter right here was actually pretty normal. Nothing really big has happened, and only there were some parts that's kind of shocking in a way. It has yet to be confirmed, so if anything else, let's just get this started right away. We get to see a cover page of Otama. She ends up beating up the guy, one of Kaido's subordinate that was that tortured her, and shows that I'm not as weak as I am before, whatever. And we get to see the chapter continuing. Chopper and Bonnie are actually trying to read the book, but unable to, and we get to see Owl looking like librarian of the Elbaph library, which I thought was pretty cool. Really funny stuff. Other than that, they seem to be enjoying themselves of reading the books. And as for Luffy, he's actually having a lot of fun right now. But unfortunately, when it comes to the swing, it's not very going well because Nami ends up hurting Usopp and Luffy for scaring the kids, and some kind of funny moment. As for Luffy, he is kind of let down a bit because, one, there's nothing really of, good warriors or brave kids, I guess. But we have to, one kid was trying to attack Luffy, but Luffy attacks his sword, breaks his wooden sword, and uses Gear 3 elephant gun to scare him, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, the kids hate Luffy because he's violent and all, but he's like, hey, at least we don't have everyone that's spineless here. He says, that's so cool. You're an emperor, right? You're so awesome. And everyone actually disses on freaking Cullen and everyone else. He says, oh, be quiet. I hate weaklings like you. I don't get it. And we have to it that he talks to his mother, which I thought was pretty cool. And it was pretty awesome to see how Riley actually had a kid with a human being, which I go I wonder how that was even possible to begin with. Not like I'm trying to be jerky and all. If you get the idea, you'll get the idea. Other than that, we get to see how his father is doing. We didn't get much information about it, and it's not much of a spotlight. All I can really tell you is that he didn't make it official because it'd be very strange and awkward. Other than that, Luffy finally reached the library with Robin, Chopper, and everyone else over there, Lilith and Bonnie. And Frankie, he's over there enjoying himself too, saying he actually wants to look at the Atom Tree because that tree is what made the Sunny very strong, and I've been wanting to look at it for ages. And I guess this Atom Tree must be very important. Well, I guess it is important because that's what the material is what made the Thousand Sunny. So I'll look forward to that. Other than that, Luffy's gonna go ahead and go on with the feast, but not before we get to see Brook, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei in Elbaph uniform or equipment, which I thought was pretty cool. Other than that, we get to see everyone getting ready to enjoy themselves, but not before we get to see a scene where that person and the other person is actually trying to ask him where Loki is. Unfortunately, the bad news about this person that showed up in last week's chapter's ending is that this person is trying to ask hey, do you know where Loki is? The guy refuses to answer, and the person uses some kind of ability to cause a lot of pain. I don't know what it is, but it might involve some kind of certain gravity, who knows. But all I know is the stranger says, hey, I don't know what you're doing, but I wasn't asking, so I'm gonna order you to tell me where Loki is. So there's a lot of bad news about Loki. So like I said, if Loki is gonna be an antagonist, which I think he will definitely be, he's going to bring about Ragnarok on Elbaph, which apparently, if that really happens, it's going to be devastating because Elbaph looks really nice. Other than that, we get to see Luffy, Usopp, along with the rest of the giants that's with them. Jinbei is there, Zoro, Sanji, Brook, Nami. They're starting to have a giant feast and enjoying the banquet, which I thought was pretty cool. They end up celebrating, saying, hey, you helped us, rescued us, and then not only that, you helped us from not being erased. Not to mention, you are an emperor and you took down the monsters Kaido and Big Mom at Wano. Well, of course, Elbaph is gonna celebrate that Big Mom is defeated because that's their natural enemy, obvious from the get-go. Other than that, we get to see an old giant that's like 400 years old, but not before I talk about a giant that was actually saved by Luffy at Shabody like 2 years ago. He says, I'll definitely one day repay my debt to you whatsoever, and that I'm glad you saved me. Let's just say that Luffy indirectly saved like the giant from Shabody that was from 2 years ago, saying that, hey, because of you, I was actually saved and everything seems to be okay. Now, the giant that showed himself, that's about 408 years old. It looks like it's the same giant that looks familiar, and it looks like to me he might have survived his incident with Big Mom. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It has yet to be confirmed or something like that, but who knows. Other than that, Luffy is surprised to see that he has a sword in his head, but he goes like, oh no, don't worry, this is an old thing that's like stuck in my helmet, that's all, kind of thing, which I thought was pretty hilarious and funny. Other than that, pretty cool chapter, with the exception of that stranger that showed up in last week's chapter and ordering two giants to tell him where Loki is. So yeah, pretty much, like I said, it was just a relaxing chapter until we see the two strangers trying to look for Loki. And like I said, if they're looking for Loki, they're looking for trouble. Because Loki, if you guys remember correctly in the myth, is a trickster. And we know this one is very much evil. So the moment he gets released, I'm pretty sure Ragnarok's going to come about. So yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-ta-da!